I stand out. I'm remembered. I can tell by people's reaction that they remember me. And I remember it's like, shit, I can't even get upset with people because they will remember me. Never mind the fact that, through my training, I think it was around the S training, was that if you went somewhere, you left it better, you left it cleaner than when you got there. And that's attitude as well. Fully aware of the toxic positivity, which is shameful. I connect with people, even if it's just a small eye contact, because I'm pretty sure one of the things that distinguishes me is my eyes match the smile. I'm not just blowing smoke up their skirt. If I use old expressions that offend you, I'm sorry, and you're free to point them out. It's how I've lived my life and altered my way of being throughout. I had somebody in my 30s that pointed out the expression to Jew somebody down was offensive. Holy crap. I didn't even think of it. Now, I grew up in a generation where, we used, the nursery rhyme to catch a tiger by the toe. Well, we weren't catching tigers. We were using the N-word, and, I cringe to even think about it now, but the racism that is in this society is not that old. In fact, it's very current. It was in my lifetime that Martin Luther King was assassinated, JFK was assassinated, Robert was assassinated. So I've kind of gone round in circles, and that's part of, I haven't figured out how to do this, taking notes, some writing takes me forever. I love to do it. I love the thought process and the analysis and the directions writing about a hypothesis can take you, as long as you're not committed to proving the hypothesis. So anyway, it gets back to my contribution to the planet, the difference that I'm out there making. So with my new life and observing these people and the fact that I am remembered, well, I'm going to be fucking remembered in the best of light and the one that made you smile just a little bit that day. And I don't jam it down their throat, but when I say thank you, I connect with their eyes, even if it's briefly. And, I have this incredible network that could be put to use. I don't know these people, but I know I have a ton of convenience stores, liquor stores, fast food places, mom and pop shops, that I am well known as probably the friendliest Uber driver out there. And I put myself out there. I talk unions. I appreciate it. In fact, I started a one-man protest at Starbucks because I can't do anything. When I first got into this, actually, it's not true that I can't do anything. That's why I am doing something. I started following Robert Reich, unions and what I could do, how I could participate. I was interviewed by a number of people. Regarding Uber drivers and unions, and I think one of them was, being a homeless boomer. And nothing materialized, and I keep doing this, and I keep connecting with the people, and I keep making myself known, building out my network for doing something. I don't know. The mess this country is in, the mess societies are in, the struggles of, I have a 15-year-old, and I'm friends with acquaintance friends. We're trying to cross the line with the 30-something-year-old. The struggles of single men, and how do I do anything? So anyway, over at Starbucks, I started myself a one-man protest where I insist they don't write on my cup of coffee. Because I read an article how absurd it is that, Starbucks is dictating that the baristas write on every fucking customer's cup, which is absurd. some artificial connection with, some fucking CEO had their cup written on by a barista and it warmed their heart, so now they all got to do it. So I said, fuck that. One man protest, don't write on my cup. I do it as gently as I can. In fact, I'm trying to work in, it's like, unless it's more efficient for you, please don't write on my cup. And it's actually gone over quite well. I get a chuckle out of most baristas. One of the best ones was over at Starbucks over at Endicott Plaza. And I had just started it, and the woman was just about to write on the pen, and it popped in my mind. I said, please don't write on my cup. And she was like, and she said, what if I glitched, just like in the Matrix? And it's like, yeah, it's coming to that. And ironically, in that same story, there was another woman that, came back. But corporate told me I got it. She I swear to God, she glitched. This morning, I went over to my least visited. I got to give a shout out to Costco. I have always been a fan. I've been a member for at least a decade because of how they treat their employees and the quality of their products. And right now, I was homeless and not able to shop in bulk. I do buy my gas here. I maintain my membership and support a Costco's. Outstanding company, and they are now suing or joined the lawsuit against Trump on these tariffs. So needless to say, I pay attention to a lot of stuff, that I do what it is that I am capable of as one man that's broke and now homeless and in poverty.